often asked if I ever get scared when I'm storm chasing, or what the scariest part of storm chasing is. My answer is generally something along the lines of, oh yeah, well storm chasing is actually a lot safer than you think if you got some knowledge of storm structure and a little experience. My particular style of storm chasing generally keeps a buffer between myself and any hazards I'm not in the mood to deal with. Other storm chasers will rationalize their own particular brand of chasing or where they prefer to be, and as far as I'm concerned, those are totally valid. That being said, positioning myself here on a traditional supercell thunderstorm keeps the ratio of excitement to concern where I like it and allows me to accomplish what I'm after when it comes to reporting on the storm and documenting it in the style that I like. We'll use the tornadic supercell near Divernon, Illinois on July 15th, 2020 as an example. I'm sitting in my sweet spot, east-northeast of the action area on a rotating supercell. So let's run down the list of hazards that might have me concerned. First things first, I often tell folks that the most dangerous part of storm chasing is the amount of time spent driving and the other drivers. When expanding your storm chasing radius further out beyond your home base, some days can lead to long hours spent behind the wheel. It's important to keep yourself well rested and healthy, and to stop and take care of yourself when you start getting those signs that it's time for a break from driving. The other hazard, other drivers, can be hard to avoid sometimes. What the f- Whenever possible, I stick to smaller side roads to reduce the amount of other storm chasers I'll be crossing paths with, and avoid the hazards that come along with stopping on the side of a busier highway. So first and foremost, I'm on a farm-to-market road with no traffic on it, but with quick access to an east-west highway for repositioning when necessary. So as I sit here watching this storm, my biggest concern is the storm, which is how I like it. So what about this storm is supposed to have me so nervous? It has a tornado warning, the storm is rotating in the lower levels, and it could produce a tornado at any time. But positioning myself east-northeast of the action area on this northeastward moving supercell means I've got the mesocyclone and potential tornado cyclone squarely in front of me, moving from left to right in my field of view. If the storm shifts, I've got an escape route to the south and east to get out of the way. I'd be a lot more nervous at home, with the business area of the storm being obscured by trees and other buildings, than I am out here on the flat prairie watching it evolve, so no, I'm not particularly worried about being hit by a tornado right now. What about hail? I'm here to talk about my particular style of storm chasing again and let you know that it's very possible to avoid the biggest hailstones on a supercell thunderstorm. Some of my best friends in the storm chasing world are huge hail geeks and are passionate about keeping windshield repair businesses on the Great Plains in business, and I love it for them. Folks who lose their windshield to giant hail often did so because they either wanted to be there experiencing the hail core, or because they took a risk either in repositioning or in trying to view the business area of the supercell that led them into or too close to the hail core. With basic knowledge of supercell structure, the explosion of high-speed data, and access to high-resolution, frequently updating Doppler radar imagery in the palm of your hand, it's pretty darn hard to accidentally wind up in a hail core. Funny enough, when my neighborhood in Urbana, Illinois was pummeled by wind-driven golf ball-sized hail in July, my vehicle was one of the few that did not end up covered in dents because it was with me outside of the hail core, south of town, observing the action area. Returning to the Divernon supercell, the biggest hail is to my west-northwest, moving northeast, meaning the hail should slowly move harmlessly from left to right, from center screen off frame to the right. So no, I'm not worried about hail at the moment. What about winds? I'm a sucker for big winds, and because of that, I'll sometimes intentionally place myself in the path of a big windy storm. See the August 10th derecho event. This is often not on a day when I'm thinking tornadoes or discrete supercell thunderstorms, though. I'll start salivating over capturing video of dramatic winds on a day that linear storm modes are expected and the tornado risk is minimal. On a traditional supercell or tornado day, the winds are tucked back in the forward flank downdraft region, again, off to my northwest, on the right side of the screen, moving out of frame. So no, the windiest region of this storm is coming nowhere near me. I don't know, what else? Blinding rains? See the forward flank downdraft region, off to my right. What am I missing? Lightning is what scares the crap out of me while observing severe storms. Why? because you've got no idea when it's coming for you. This bolt of lightning visited the power pole directly adjacent to my vehicle without the slightest heads up. Quite rude if you ask me, as I'd love to have pivoted the camera and captured it in its entire electrified glory.
Yeah, it does.
I'm using the Divernon supercell as an example because it was your classic July high precipitation supercell, electrified and spitting out powerful lightning bolts with nary a heads up to be heard. On these days, I won't stand outside the vehicle. That's how I stay in control. The metal frame of your vehicle acts as a cage, guiding the dangerous electrical current around you and into the ground via the tires. While your vehicle may sustain damage, if you're inside with your windows up, you'll escape unscathed. Even running out and tossing your camera on a tripod and then running back to your vehicle is a risk. It may only take 10 seconds, but lightning needs less than one and it won't tell you when it's coming, and that scares me. So while tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, blinding rains, and long hours spent on the road can all have nasty outcomes, they're all things I feel like I've got relative control over on a typical storm chase. But lightning? Nah.
Quick. Safe.
This lightning is incredible.